What's going on? Yeah, I'm stuffing my face. I was trying to stuff my face before I got on here. Seems like I've been doing that a lot lately. I'm just gonna give everybody a few minutes to see if we can get some more people on. Hello, hello. Good afternoon. I hope you're doing well. Your day is going well. Woo. It is sunny here in Zone 6B, 7A. Kind of in between zones here in Kentucky. And but it's a beautiful day. It's cold, but it's a beautiful day. It's in the 40s today. How is the weather in y'all's area? Hi, Lioncrest. Lioncrest Outdoors Gardening. Okay, got that reminder set and ready to go. Thank you. Good. Yeah. Man, if I don't set a reminder, it's bad. It's bad. I especially now since there is a such thing as pregnancy brain. It's real, and I just be forgetting everything. I look at my calendar like 10 times a day, trying to figure out what else I got to do. Even after I'm done for the day, I find myself still looking at it. It's crazy because I just don't know what to do with myself. I'm so scared I'm gonna miss something because I'm so forgetful. Good afternoon. I'm just going to give everybody a few more minutes to see if we can get some more people to pop in. And then if not, that's okay. I know it's in the middle of the day. It's probably during people's lunchtime. They're running around trying to get lunch, um, or just take a break from the computer, period, because a lot of people, not most people, but a lot of people working from home. So they're tired of looking at the computer screen. I get it. Still working on, what time. To be honest, in the evenings is very hard for me because around 5 o'clock is when I'm 5:30, something like that. It's probably the end of most people's work day, but it's like the end of my day. Like I am exhausted and ready to go to sleep. And I don't do it all the time, but I probably should be taking more naps, but something about 5:30. I take a lot of medicines too. Unfortunately, with this pregnancy, I've had to take several medications that I didn't have to when I had little big girl farmer 5 years ago. Um, so anyway, I just it makes me drowsy and all that. So I'm ready to like be down for the count, right? Um, Around 5:30 every day. It seems like I'm ready to go to sleep for the rest of the night, like the rest of the night. But I have to wake up and take more medicine. So, and then I have to eat with that. So I have to eat, take the medicine, stay up at least 30 to 45 minutes because if I lay down, then I have issues with indigestion and reflux. So I can't just lay down and go to sleep and it's not healthy for you to eat and just lay down anyway. But uh, here lately, that has been the issue. I'm not complaining. I'm very excited to have baby on the way, and I mean we're ecstatic. We're almost at 23 weeks, and pretty much halfway through, and so we're pumped that she will be here soon, and sooner than we think. I mean, it's almost February. We got to start thinking about dropping seeds next month, and I can't believe it's already that time. It's crazy. So, yeah. Thank you to everyone that has. I know even though we might not have a lot of people on the live during the day, people are going back to replay the video and listen and then comment. So thank you so much for doing that. And please comment. Like, I don't care what the comments are. Just, I mean, be respectful. Try to be respectful of everyone, of course. But I get people like, and this is fine, but I still get some people that are emailing me or and because their comments are way long and they just feel like putting an email. But some people are just making these great comments, but they're emailing me or texting me or even calling. some of them, and I don't give my number out to everybody. So there's like 2 or 3 people that call me, but emails, I get the emails a lot, and they're amazing comments, amazing, amazing. And some of those may help some people, you know. And so please, I encourage you to comment on the videos. But what I'm gonna do, without using names and any identification information, I'm just going to maybe paraphrase some of those comments that I get, because I think they are dope and people need to hear them. So that's what I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna start kind of featuring those comments, maybe throughout the. No, I am not maybe. I don't know why I said maybe. I'm gonna start featuring those comments that I get, because I really think, I mean, it's just worth hearing at least, and somebody else probably feels the same, or just, excuse me, needs some type of affirmation. You know, like you know, there are a lot of people out there that feel the same as you, and you don't know it, and you feel alone. And so I just want to help in that way as well. But just share, because y'all are some smart, intelligent people. I mean, really, like there's some things that people have commented that I have never thought of before, and that just makes total sense, or that has challenged me to think in a different way. I really love those comments, right? So please, please, please feel free to speak your mind. Try to be respectful of everyone, of course, and all that, but please speak your mind. I like truth. Truth can set you free. It's not always easy to hear, and it's not always, it doesn't always make you feel the best, but it really can. If you have a growth mindset, meaning if you are always looking about, you know, just bettering yourself, progressing, moving forward, you know, just trying to be better, whatever that means for you. I think, you know, sometimes truth would do that for you if you allow it to. Hey Diva, what's going on? Um, don't feature. You are not Shy, Diva. I know that's not even right. Okay, Shy and Diva Jones does not mix. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I don't receive that comment. That is not the truth. That is not the truth. So let me welcome everyone. I'm so glad that you all were able to make it out. People have been sharing videos, sending people over. There have been new people that email me, "Hey, I sub to you," and I'm like, I get those notifications, so I know who my new supporters are. But thank you anyway for reaching out. So I'm so excited about that, and so the channel's growing. And I had told everyone at the end of the last video that I did, the last live stream, that I was looking to grow this channel even more this year in the next couple of months. I really want to hit that $1,000 thousand supporter number on this channel. I'm not sure about the monetization stuff. I just have enough on my plate right now that I feel like I don't know if I want to add that. It's a possibility. People are doing it, and I think that it could be a great thing. I don't know if I want to add that as another thing to manage right now. Okay, so but I just want to get more things going, and more people involved and engaged. So if we can do that by spreading the word. Hey, Letitia's talking more about this farming stuff. She is just doing all kinds of new things. Maybe we can learn for her. She's in our zone. She's in zone 6B, 7A ish in Kentucky. Oh, I know some people in Kentucky, or I know some people in that zone. Just go on and tell them to come on over. Um, I'm down for shouting out other channels, because I really believe that the one thing that has kept me on YouTube, even though I've taken breaks here and there, it's not because of y'all. Y'all keep me here. It's the community that I have built here already. The reason why I know I've built community is not just because people show up in the chat or show up when I do giveaways, right? They are commenting. When I was away, they were checking in on me, texting me, emailing, "Letitia, where you at? We miss you. I hope everything is well." You know, so I that's how we know we build community, and people just show love. And other channels, you know, shout out my channel, and that is just so dope. I love that we can be so supportive, and it's not necessarily about channel recognition. It's about y'all believe in me in some way, form, or fashion, right? And sometimes it's hard to, because there are a lot of channels out here, I think, that, you know, it's like, man, do I really trust I trust them. What they saying? For some reason, they garden always looks spick and span when they on the video, And I'm definitely not one of those people. So if you don't know me, there you go. Okay, I will show you the good, bad, and the ugly. I don't mind doing that. And the goal of me sharing my experiences since the summer of last year is to kind of just be more transparent. Okay, I want to be more transparent and tell you some things. So today I just want to share a little bit more about some mistakes, some victories that I've had since July, and some future things coming in the future as far as my business is concerned. And the business is called BearFruit and Grow LLC, and I'm not promoting that anyone go the LLC route. I'm just telling you my experience. Okay, I'm just sharing what I did, things I didn't do. Would not consider, things I did consider as I was trying to figure out how to get this thing rolling. Um, and so you just have to do more research. State by state, things are different. Fees are different for filing. So I'm not really gonna throw too much out about how much things cost to file as an LLC, but I would say I spent less than $1,000 to get everything set up the way I wanted. Less than that with the state, filing with the state, the city that I live in. Okay, way less than that. So maybe right around a little bit less than $500 to get everything filed, all the paperwork filed, get my business license. I had to get a business license in the city that I work in. I mean, live in, as well as filing the LLC with the state. So it's a lot. So you need to check out what your state requirements are. I don't think it would be helpful unless you live in the exact city that I live in the exact state that I live in. You can definitely email me and ask me details. I don't mind sharing that information. I just don't want to waste your time, okay? Because a lot of people are in different states. So I in June, the picture that you saw, the image that you saw when you got the notification about the video today was me in my garden, and I was holding a bloom. It was an onion, okay, that had bloomed or blossomed, and it was setting seed, right? So it was a beautiful bloom, and I had never had onions flower before in my garden, and I just couldn't get over how gorgeous it was, right? And I had several, and I once the flower dried, I did collect seeds from that. And so I'm excited to have onion seeds. Do I love growing onions in my garden? Not all onions. And walking onions, bunching onions, I seem to do pretty good with. But bulbed onions, honey, I cannot. Onion sets, I just haven't figured it out yet. It's like I can only get the bulb to produce the green part of the onion, not the bulb itself. So I really struggle with those. Now, one person I do know, no, there's two people I know that have had really great success, and they do things differently that you might want to check out. And that is Diva Jones 03. So if you have not seen her onion videos, I would go check that out. And then A Beautiful Nest TV also has pretty good success with onions. And I mean, there's a lot of other people that plant that I've seen, but those are two that's coming to my mind right now. So I would definitely go and check those two channels out: A Beautiful Nest TV and Diva Jones 03, who happens to be in the chat right now. Have had great success with onions. Perhaps we should do a live about that. Maybe. I'd be down for that. Hi, Partly Cloudy. I like your name. Why partly cloudy? Tell me more about that real quick. If you don't mind in the chat. I really like that name. Much love to you too. And good to see you. Nice to meet you. I don't think we've met. Beautiful Nest onions, Lord. Yeah, they're gorgeous. They are gorgeous. Everything she does is gorgeous. I mean, she gets on my nerve. I hope she pops up in this chat so she can hear me shout out. Beautiful Nest get on my nerves. She has a gorgeous house, a big beautiful garden, but she cracks me up. She's just good people. Um, I'm sorry, y'all. I just took that bite. My brain didn't even tell me to do that. It was just daggone baby. Yeah, she told me. She was like, go and grab that for me and put put it in your mouth. So that's what I did. I apologize for that. That was rude, wasn't it? Okay. Partly Cloudy says, years ago, smoking in high school bathroom. It was smoked out, so we started saying it's partly cloudy in here. Ah! Stop it. That is great. And you ain't got to tell me what you smoked. Don't put that in the chat. That's good enough. That's great. I like it. I like it. I like just be yourself. Shoot, why not? Good Lord. So been part of cloudy since. Oh, that's great. Hey, I had my moments. I had to let that go though, because my husband currently, we have been together since 2005. So I don't know how many years that is. What is this? 2021. So that's about what, 17, 18? No, that ain't right. How many years is that, y'all? So we've been together for a long time. But when I met him, I smoked nicotine, okay? And he was like, "Oh, Letitia, I like you a lot, but you stink. You smell like cigarette smoke all the time. Like what? Why do you?" And I'm like, "Really? You can smell it." Like I knew he could smell it. I knew it, but I was like, "Man, I tried my best to eat the gum. I even used to Listerine before I got to his dorm room. I would put some Listerine in my mouth and swish it around and lick my lips, and then I try to put some stuff, just trying to like not smell like cigarette smoke, because I don't know, something about a walk and a cigarette, right? So it's been since 2000. I met him in 2004. And yeah, he did. He literally told me, he was like, you do what you do, but I just can't. I don't know. I don't know. It's like every time I see you, you smell like smoke. Um, but eventually I did let it go though. So 2005, I haven't had a cigarette or anything else for that matter, smoked anything since 2005. So 17 years. Thank you. Yeah. And we've been married since 2000. We met in 2004. I married him in 2007. Ain't that crazy? So we were still in college, 21 and 22 years old. So we've been through a lot. Been through a lot these past few years. So anywho, I don't like to grow onions. Bunch of onions is fine, like I said. But these balls be killing me. So I'm trying to still learn that game because I haven't. Thank you, Partly Cloudy. Um, so anyway, my business. So in the picture you see me, and if you didn't notice, I had a Juneteenth shirt on. So it was Juneteenth that day, and so I was celebrating that. I was in the garden just giving thanks for everything that was growing. The way the air smelled that day, the sun was shining. It was just a beautiful day, and celebrating Juneteenth, remembering the episodes of Juneteenth, and everything that people who have clearly gone on by now has went through, and everything that they've done to get us to where we are today, to make a way, to create paths for us to get to where we are today. So I've kind of tried to meditate on that. And that day in the garden, I had made the decision that I was going to go ahead and file for the business, file the LLC. But I did it like a month later. It was like 3 weeks later. Okay. And so hey Missy, what's going on? And how do we get to talking about stretch marks? I have no idea, but I'm gonna let you talk about it because I don't know what happened. Hey Missy. And so I decided in June that, like, Letitia, let's just do this. You've got to stop being afraid. You got to start being scared. Whatever, you don't know the what ifs. The money thing was an issue because since the pandemic has happened, all my household income has drastically went down. And new things that were created with our health and things that were going, everybody. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying everybody's going through something. Everybody's been affected by the pandemic, and I'm not, out of that number. Okay. So all these things going through my head, but I was like, my husband was making some moves with his brother. They started a business as well. So I was like, you know what? I know it's a pandemic. I know we broke, but why not? Let's just see what happens. So I filed the LLC in July and had to look back, okay? Because it seemed like within a week of filing my paperwork, I was um all of a sudden becoming a part of, or just people just kept coming in my path, and most of them were white people. Now, let me say this: Hidden Harvest Girl Lights, hey, what's going on? Um, uh, it just seemed like the white people that all of a sudden was coming in my path knew a lot about what I wanted to do, and things that information I was seeking, resources I was seeking, and they didn't know me. They hadn't talked to me, but it just seemed like these white people just kept coming out of nowhere. Okay. And I'm like, dang, I ain't never talked to this many white people before at one time, number one. And then I started, they were like, Letitia, why don't you, I love what you're, what you were talking about in the garden chat, or I loved just what you were saying. I didn't mention anything about the business. Then they started inviting me to other groups and things. I was like, let me go on, and I don't know nothing about these people, but let me go on and see what they're saying. And I'm telling y'all, all of us have had experiences or having experiences with people that don't look like us. Okay. Some of us have trust issues. Some of us have been victimized. We've been traumatized um, by people that don't look like us and people that look like us. Okay. But I'm talking about people that don't look like us. Um, hashtag I've been black all my life. Okay. So all these white people invite me to things, telling me stuff. And I'm just saying, sometimes it doesn't matter if you're uncomfortable. Sometimes you have to be uncomfortable, okay, to move to the next level. And all I'm saying is, if you use your discernment, right, like pray and ask for discernment and guidance. Yes. If something don't feel right in your gut, give it about 30 more seconds. But usually your gut tells you the truth, okay? It tells you that you either need to move on or you clear, okay? You good. But if you would just sit and listen, okay, and even give permission to do that. Give yourself permission to sit and listen. Don't feel like you have to respond to everything, because honey, they wanted to know this and that and how much and how far and what are you looking for and all. And I was like, I'm interested in learning from you all. Thank you so much for inviting me. I just want to listen, hear, and engage that way. I don't really have a lot to say, and I feel like that's okay. It's okay, and not just in the beginning, but whenever. Sometimes you need to keep your mouth shut and listen. Number one. Number two, don't expose everything about everything. Okay. Now I'm gonna try to tell y'all as much as I can remember. But when you are creating something, sometimes you got to keep some things to yourself. Or it's not the right time to reveal certain things. So those are just two tips. Okay. It doesn't mean that you have to trust everybody. I'm not telling you that. I'm just saying, just sit back and listen for a little bit. And I promise you, more will come and more will be revealed to you than if you just kept talking and responding to everything, okay? Or being reactive to everything. So sit back and just listen, smile, nod your head, let them know you're engaged, okay? But just listen, okay? This chat is moving. Hi, Pit Stop Kitchen. Hi. Oh, good to see you. Who's Tina? I don't know who Tina is. Hello. Yeah, you can't learn if your mouth is open. That's right. And you really can't. Let's see. Hey, Barefoot. Okay, Pit Stop. Just say hey. Hidden Harvest Grow Lights party at Wint Cocoa and warm castings with dome light. Okay, y'all talking about something else. I don't know where you are. Thank you. Thank you, Missy, for the congratulations. Um, let's see. I just want to see what y'all. Grant me the serenity. Hello. I know that's right, Hidden Harvest. All the time. All the time. Um, my mother said I have diarrhea of the mouth. A lot of us do, and I can get there too. And sometimes it's not that we really mean to. It's just, gosh, we're so passionate and we're excited, and that's cool. But there's just a time and a place for that, and then there's a time limit too, because you can't just take everybody's time, just talking randomly, and nothing you saying is, I mean, it's just empty stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be aware. Anyway, that's a whole nother, but just listen. And so that's what I did from June to August. I spent a lot of time listening, and I listened to a lot of people that were inviting me to things. I was listening to YouTube videos. I was doing some research at some local universities here, going to some free seminars that they were putting on, paid a little bit of money, like maybe $10 here and there for little webinars, listening, trying to obtain information. I've watched a ton of videos about starting a farm or starting a market garden, but I think because I was actually doing it, it's like, oh my gosh, this is actually happening. I even rewatched some of that stuff, right? I had a business coach, free, did not pay her a dime, through the Small Business Development Center. Okay, so look in, and I've mentioned this before in previous videos when I talked about resources and things like that. Look and see if your state has a small business development center or small business development corporation. They may call it that. So, and they offer free coaching, free business coaching. So this woman, when I tell you, she wanted to know what I was doing, what my thoughts were, and everything, and I shared. But honey, she was just full of information. And she hadn't worked with very many farmers or very many people that want to start farms, but it didn't matter. Like, she just, I mean, gosh, she just knew what she was talking about. And if she didn't, she knew who to go to. And it was just amazing experience. Miss Tony, if you're watching, I love you. She was incredible. And I gave her permission to tell me the truth. She gave me permission to tell her the truth. And our coaching relationship was phenomenal. Okay. So, like, just listen and take lots of notes, write things down. I don't remember a lot of things. So if you like me, then write it all down, but don't remember or don't misplace your notebook, right? Because I do that too. But just listen. So June, I engaged with the Small Business Development Corporation, started meeting people, learning things, listening. July came around, filed the paperwork, paid money. Seemed like I was paying money all the time, but there was a lot of things that were free. Okay. The applying for the farm number came about because I wanted to apply for the free high tunnel program. And so you look again, if you don't have the money, thousands of dollars to spend on a high tunnel, look at your FSA, your Farm Service Agency, or your Soil and Conservation District, or your Extension Cooperative offices, and see if somebody can help you, or if there are funds available or opportunities available to get a high tunnel for free. It's called the High Tunnel Initiative. And so there may be a program that's available in your state. But in order to get that, I had to have a farm number. So the people helped me with that process. It didn't cost me a dime to get a farm number. I just had to fill out about 5 pieces of paper, overall, to get the whole process completed. Okay, and mailed off, and some emailed, and some faxed. Okay, so that was pretty dope. This is amazing, having knowledgeable people in your corner who is outright, yes, very important. Yes, it is. And it's healthy. You need people to tell you the truth sometimes. Because my business coach was like, Letitia, that's cool, but you need to pump your brakes. One second. And you're not ready to talk to her yet. So don't call her. And I was like, what? It kind of hurt my feelings. And she felt that energy. But she was like, I'm not telling you that you're not capable of talking to her. I'm saying you're not ready where you are right now in your business to talk to her in your business development. You're not ready to make that connection yet with that lady. Not yet. And I said, yes, ma'am. And we move forward so I can get ready. Does that make sense? So yes, it's incredible to have people like that in your corner. Let's see. I'm looking at the chat. Lights. Let's see. Here. explore the teachers a little bit. I see that your nice dude comes across. Oh yeah, your Hidden Harvest Girl Life is all that. And if you don't know who he is, you better know. Okay, quick, fast, and in a hurry. Um, and that's gonna be my daughter, a little big girl farmer, honey. Bradford is a wonderful child, but never stops talking. That's gonna be my daughter right there, in school. I can't wait to see what the school's gonna be like. She was in preschool, and the teacher was telling me, Letitia, your daughter is so smart. She's so intelligent. She's already aware of so many things. I was like, thank you. We work really hard with her at home, right? But she's very aware, but when she can prove that she can do something, like for instance, if there's 5 problems or 5 activities on the sheet that she need to finish, and she already told you that she can do it one time, she don't want to do it the other 4 times because she already showed you that she could do it. Why have to do it 4 more times? If there's 4 addition problems on the paper and she did one and it was successful, she's thinking, why do I have to do the other 3? That's my daughter. So she get that from her daddy. Her daddy was the same way in school. He didn't want to do nothing after he proved that he could do it. He was done. Okay. Uh, but yeah. So listen to people, and you do have to have. Yes, yes. I love these comments, y'all. I swear I'm reading them. Um, and partly cloudy, I am the queen master, the master queen of overthinking things. Okay. And that's kind of what my business coach, she called me out a few times on that too. She's like, wait a minute, it doesn't have to be that hard or that difficult. Let's dial it back just a little bit and start from the beginning. Start here and don't try to jump here. Right? We got to start here, then go here, then go here, then go here. I said, yes, ma'am, because I knew that about myself. Right? Rescue Ready Roadside. Hello, good to see you. So I completed the paperwork. We got everything going. Got the farm number that was free. And then it seemed like just the floodgates was opening with people contacting me and resources and once I established and told the world that I wanted to become a farmer, everybody was like, oh, well, what does she want to farm? And so I had to do a video talking about what I wanted to farm and answer emails. And then that led to crowdfunding because I wanted to pursue the purchase of this 10-acre farm in the city. And again, this is urban farming. You don't find 10 acres of green space in the city very often, at least where I live. Okay. And I've already talked about that extensively, what that looked like. There's videos about that. So please check those out. My urban farm project, I think is what it's called. If you look in a playlist, you'll see all that. It back in August of last year, September. And so I decided that I was going to be on Facebook platform, Instagram. I do not have a Twitter. And probably won't. And I'll talk about platforms later. Maybe I'll do another video on that. But Instagram, Facebook, and then YouTube, okay, are the 3 platforms that I use. I do have a website, BearFruitAndGrowLLC.com, okay? Or I'm sorry, it's BearFruitAndGrow.com. My Facebook business page is Bearfruit Grow LLC, okay? So all that's in the description of this video. So you got to decide those type of things and what type, and I'm doing all the marketing, advertising, back office work myself. I don't have the money to hire people to do that stuff for me. And that has been a learning curve. So right now we're up on tax season, right? And I've had previous businesses before, or I have another business or two where I have to keep track of things, paperwork, receipts, and things like that. So that's not new to me, but the requirements that I have to meet in order to position myself to be able to utilize other funding sources to further my business or to grow my business and infrastructure, um, that's new to me. So learning some of those things. Um, learning what a Schedule F is and what are some of the things that I need to keep track of in this business that I maybe hadn't had to do in other businesses. The USDA says that you have to have at least 3 years of Schedule F to filings, Schedule F filings, in order to apply for specific loan programs through the USDA. So what is are the things that they're looking for? You can hire people, but some of the loan programs and grant programs that I've come across say that if you hire people, it can't be your immediate family that you're paying. It has to be somebody else. Or if you're applying for grant money, you can't use the money to pay payroll to a family member. Okay. And that's crazy because there's a lot of farms that are family farms, right? So you just have to kind of pay attention to those things and see how you can work it to benefit you. And so I'm trying to filter through those things. So mistakes, let's talk about some mistakes. What are some, y'all tell me about some mistakes that you all have made in business or starting a business or preparing to start a business or while you're in your business? What are some of the mistakes, just anything that you can think of that you have made while I go through this chat? I want to see what else y'all saying. Um, yeah, Parlicati, I'm overthinking all the time. City farming is not something you see a whole lot of. No, you don't. And it's new. It's new to a lot of city. In our city, it's new. In the area, the city, there's so I live in a smaller city in the bigger city. Does that make sense? So there, you know how you have neighborhoods, but you also have small cities as well in bigger cities. And so they, the farmers market, they tried to kind of get in here with that, but things like that, farmers markets, urban farming, things like that have not really entered into this space since it was developed years and years ago. But this area used to be farming. There used to be a mill down the street, okay, in the 1800s, 1900s. And so it's not new to the area, it's just new to the people. And so I've tried to reach out to the mayor and of our small city and talked to her. I've talked to the city clerk and some other people about like, can we be ready? Because there's like a 20-acre, 17-acre golf course that is no longer functioning as a golf course. The city owns the property now. But I was like, why couldn't we turn that into a big ass, a big, huge community green space? There are no green spaces like that in our small city. Now, outside the boundaries of the small city, there's an incubator farm, there's a big old community garden that's full of corn and sunflowers and whatever else crops they want to grow. But in my small little city, there is no the boundaries of our city, there are no high tunnels, no farms, no green spaces, no community gardens. The library tried to like start something, but residents even had, it's like they just when something's new, it's kind of hard to grasp the concepts. So I'm like, man, I just kind of want to bring it to this area. We're committed to this area. My husband's on the school board representing our district, which is three different areas in the city, in the big city. But the small city is where one of the smaller cities is where we live. I know it's confusing, but I'm like, man, we're committed. We got to be here for the time frame that he's serving. So he serves a 4-year term, and then he finished the term of a guy that previously left. Okay, before he got elected for the full term. And so we're here. I like this area. I mean, there's some crazy things that pop off every once in a while. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, it's not a bad area, right? Um, so I'm just like, man, it'd be so dope to bring some of those things that are going on the outside in here so our people can benefit. They just closed the last grocery store in our area. The Save a Lot is gone. The Kroger is gone. All that's left, I talked about this before, is liquor stores, corner stores, Dollar General, Dollar Tree, and Family Dollar. Okay. And a few restaurants. So if you want to get food, if you want to buy a watermelon, if you want to buy a fresh onion or tomato, you're gonna have to go five 5 to 10 miles down the road to some grocery stores. So what about the people that don't have cars? They have to take TARC and then they have to wait at the bus stop, and it's really like literally a 2-hour round trip when the house is only 5 miles away. It's crazy. People that don't have transportation try to get transportation because they're disabled, but the people that were just driving their motor wheelchairs to the grocery, right? Because it was close enough. Now they can't do that because it's 5 miles down the road. So I'm like, man, we got to do something. Anyway, let me see what y'all said about mistakes because I've made some.
And who do you have your website with? My website is with Wix.com. And when I do the video about platforms, I'm gonna talk to y'all a little bit about Wix. Now, it's not bad, but I don't know. I really struggled picking a website platform to use. I really did. You had the IG before you filed. It is the only reason I followed you on IG, because it was a business page and not a personal page. I did, and I changed the name. I had it as Barefoot Gardening, I think, at first, and then I changed it to Barefoot Grow LLC. And so I was easing my way in, and I didn't change the name of the IG until I filed the LLC. But I did have an Instagram. Okay, so people were following me before I switched the name. Okay, or the handle, whatever you call it. Spending on things that I thought would be more important than they are. Yes, sir. Chris, hi. How you doing? Yes, honey, spending money. Now, I'm pretty tight with the money. I have crowdfunded and raised a few dollars from that, and then a few more after I announced that I wanted to run or try to purchase this farm. And it's been the hardest to spend the money, believe it or not. But you're right. Like sometimes I like when it takes me so long to purchase, because I'm like, do I really need that? Come on now. Cause I'm a use what I have before I buy a person. And I like to reduce, reuse, recycle. So I'm thinking like I got seriously. I was like, I want to put in some hoops so I can put over some netting, and then so I can protect my lettuces this year from that white cabbage moth, right? But then I was like, I can go to the Family Dollar and buy like 10 uh of those pool noodles. You know what I'm talking about? That you can float with. And instead of buying PVC pipe or those metal hoops, and it would cost me less money. That's what I'm thinking. And then I'm like, but sometimes my mistake is underspending and nickel and diming everything. Okay, when I'm trying to build an infrastructure, nickel and diming everything isn't necessarily good either. So I've kind of learned that the hard way here lately. And so in the end, it's costing me more money, and really a lot more stress and frustration than it had to. So yes, but I agree with you. That goes for time and money. That's right. I got to stay on myself to stay motivated and continue with the next step. And you are so right. Mistake. I'm waiting to the last minute. Matter of fact, um, I put in my calendar on the 10th of every quarter, at the end of every quarter, the next month on the 10th, I have to file um, as an LLC with the state, my tax withholdings. And so I put it on my calendar that is due on the 10th, but it's actually due on the 20th, because that's something my business coach told me to do. But I still haven't prepared. Now everything, I've recorded all my spending, but I haven't prepared that filing so I can submit it yet. And what's the date? Today's the 13th, so I'm 3 days. I would say really 4 days past due, right? So I'm, gosh, it's like get yourself together. You have to do it. And then like I put stuff off. I was supposed to have my C store up in November, and I was hard. Like that was a hard date for me. November. It was like mid-November. I'm gonna have the C store up. Well, I let 10,000 other things get in the way, including being sick from this pregnancy, and just being tired, and sometimes using it as an excuse. I'm just being honest that I didn't want. I just rather lay down. I don't want to look at this computer screen or try to figure something else out. I just need to be where I am right now in my space, and that's tired, hungry, and so that's where I want to be. And so, but putting it off. I need to purchase a cooler. That's one of the things I said that I wanted to purchase, and when I crowdfunded, people gave me money to do, right? And I have not done that yet because I'm scared. Like, what is that going to mean if I purchase this cooler? That means I have to produce and fill the cooler with food. And if I don't produce and fill the cooler with food, then I'm a failure. And these people are like, dang, she ain't even using my money to do what she says she going to do. Matter of fact, I haven't even posted a video yet about everything that I've spent money on. And so I'm going to do that though. so people can see. So I don't, it's like, then I start thinking about those things that paralyzes me because I have all these thoughts in my head, and it's almost like I just shut down, right? I don't want to move on. But you're right. Like I totally feel that, like all day long, all day long. Um, I wondered about the space too. I used to live across the street from it. Chris. Oh, hi, Chris. I know who you are. I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean you talk about the golf course? Okay. Good to see you, Chris. I'm glad you were able to make it. Let's see. Whoop. Okay, chat got away from me. I would say mistake one is sharing with individuals who don't want to see the vision. Hello. Mistake two can be making smart goals. So, yes, people that clearly tell you they don't understand it, and then you're still trying to convince them or tell them like please believe me, like this is going to happen, this makes sense, and they still don't get it, like spending too much time with that energy right around me. And so I know it doesn't make any sense to have an urban farm. I know it's new to you. Most people, when they think farming, they think rural, hills, cows, right? Hay, pigs, chickens. How are you going to have all that in the city? I know that concept is weird, and it may not be familiar with everyone, but there is a way to do it. And then the different types of farming and different ways to farm, people have a really hard time understanding that. I'm gonna tell you once and then maybe twice, but after that I ain't got time to explain to you. So you just need to either watch some of the videos. If you want to learn, then you will. Okay, but most people just want to see you fail anyway. Okay, and they want to give you the bad energy and vibes, hoping that discourages you enough. Or they're so engaged in what is going well in your life and what is going wrong in their life, and they can't be happy for you, right? Because everything is failing in their life. And hey, I've been in those situations where it's hard for me to be happy for somebody. Can I just be honest? Okay, because all hell is breaking loose in my life, or I just don't want to be around them. I can't celebrate with them because I'm so paralyzed by things that are going on in my life. Have y'all been there? Okay, be honest, be truthful. Yes, you have. Okay, I've gotten better about that over the years, but it takes some training, right? Just to be present and celebrate other people's success, because I promise you, it does come back around, and what you reap or what you sow, you're going to reap. Okay, so but yes, I agree with everything y'all saying. What pose do you use? POS? I'm sorry, you're gonna have to help me out with that. I don't know what that means. Um, Off the top of my head right now, I can't. My brain connectors aren't working very well. I don't know what POS do you use. Linecrest says you should consider using Fiverr to develop your page. I'm so done as a business entity doing everything with my own hands. And that's the other thing, mistake hiring people sometimes to do the work. It sounds good, but you pay for what you get for. And I had to remind myself that. So if I'm paying $100 for a logo, I'm paying what don't expect it to be this fabulous thing. Okay. Especially if you don't have the hookup, and it's just some random person. Even the service that you get when it could be a friend or somebody that you've known for a while, or through a mutual friend, and their service is crap, right? Like, can I just be honest? There are a lot of Black businesses, and I want to support them because I want to be supported by everybody, but specifically my own community. But there are some Black businesses. I went to four Black businesses that could do logos before I settled, and I mean that, on one. Okay, and wasn't too happy with it, but it was good enough. The concept was there, so I just went with it. I'm just telling y'all the truth, okay? Um, and it's what I could afford too. So I couldn't afford $500 or $800 for what they wanted to do. This one company wanted to do everything for me, okay, and quoted me $1,500. I ain't got that. I ain't got that. So I had to make some decisions, and when I tell you I went back and forth and back and forth, I did. But some Black businesses have striked out with me. And I don't know, they could have been white, Indian, Asian, but they were black businesses, and I'm sad about that. But sometimes it just doesn't work out. So, and thinking you're going to get the service that you deserve from everyone, mistake. Okay. Um, when I use those, I still think, but yes, I know what you're talking about. I don't know. Okay. Not enough time, not enough for me. I don't know. I don't know what was talked about there. I don't know. Okay. Um, y'all talking about something. I don't know what y'all talking about. I said I'm usually impatient and jumping early, but I also procrastinate when I feel like I don't have enough information. Yes, it's easy to get caught up in an info freeze. Yes. Yes. Uh Gosh, that's good, Chris. That's real good because I feel like sometimes I get so much information it does paralyze me. And but then sometimes I feel like I'm moving so fast and things are working out so well that something must be coming to throw things off. And so that can paralyze me sometimes. Instead of just walking through that, right, just marching through it with my head high. And not being boastful or arrogant about it. I'm not saying that. It's just it's my time, right? And being okay with this moment. That's really hard for me. That's been really hard for me since August, y'all. Like I'm just like, Lord, you just working stuff out. Things are falling into place. Things are moving. I didn't get the farm, but when I tell y'all so much more has happened, I can't even tell y'all all of it. So much growth, so much strength, so much like confidence in myself. Like and just like I can do this. I can communicate with people. I can make big decisions, like really big decisions. I have to choose if I want to serve God or serve the devil. Because when I tell you, and the devils can come in many forms, and so can gods. But the God that I'm talking about, there's only one, okay? That I'm talking about. I'm not talking about anybody else's religion. I'm talking about mine. But there are several different forms of devil. And so people are like, Letitia, you should reach out to this person because he had big money. I had state representatives and senators reaching out talking about you should talk to these people. But when I found out about these people, I found out that they're the reason why gentrification is happening in certain neighborhoods, and these people are losing their homes and being promised that they're going to be put back in their homes for a nominal fee, rental fee. And then we found out that the fee is 6 times more than what they. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of that person or anything that they have to do, right? So I had to make those decisions, and some of those relationships are not gone sour. I didn't burn bridges, but because I didn't talk to the guy uh uh and expressed what I wanted to express, it's like, oh, okay. So I haven't heard from those people in a long time. And they used to comment on my videos. They used to comment on my Facebook pages all the time. So it's like I didn't really lose an associate or a friend, but they've kind of backed off. It's like I did. And I don't know if they knew these things about the people or not, but I found out some stuff and I was like, I'm not willing to sell my soul. I'm just not. So um to me, maybe it was a mistake. Maybe I should have went for it. But I, in my gut, I feel like it was a victory in that I found out that I can stand on my own 2 feet. Do you feel me? And I can make some decisions. I'm not taking money from everybody. I'm just not. Yeah, they got it. They got millions of dollars. I get that. But his name keeps coming up in these situations that I don't want to be any way associated with, and I won't be. Right. So I had to make some choices. Letitia, you could have had that farm. He could have gave you 1.75. Well, what would I have to give him? Okay. And all the things I can't see. What would I have to give them? I'm not willing. I'm not willing to do it. Um Letitia, don't read none of this. Okay, I'm gonna keep going because my family still doesn't know what I do for a living. They want me to work for the man, mad at the world with it. Yeah, they won't get it. They won't get it. It takes a long time, and sometimes it takes people, and sometimes they come around. Sometimes they come around. Um, how do you run card info for payments? Good question. I paid for an e-commerce. Sorry, y'all. Again, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I paid for an e-commerce plan on Wix, but the website is not working right now. It's up and running, but that part of the website, I had some friends try to purchase for me to test it out. Didn't work. I'm still trying to figure that out. So I just put up my Cash App and my PayPal, and that's working on the website. And then when people reach out, I just give my Cash App and PayPal right now and take transactions that way. But ultimately, I want to make everything pre-order, and then I'm looking into Square. Um, so when people get here and they see something they want to purchase that they didn't see before, didn't have the money, whatever the reason is, they can holler at me real quick. I'll go get it, swipe that card. Okay. Or they can swipe it. I'm not touching the card, or whatever. Okay. But yeah, I'm still working on that piece. Rescue ready. Good question. Wait, Missy girl. I swear before. Okay. I'm not, oh, what's going on here? Let me see. I made my own logo for free 99 because I could not afford to do otherwise. And you're right. I looked at plenty of those free web. It wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't what I was seeing. And right now, mistake spending $100 on a logo. That was a mistake. I really feel that way. I really feel like I should have waited to get a, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I just feel like I should have waited and went with something more simple, way more simple. Okay. So that's me, but I got it done. That was a victory. Like, I checked something off my list, but I feel like I could have just waited a little bit longer to get the logo that I really, really wanted. Um, let's see. I did my own. Let's see. I know I ain't writing here. Okay. Mm-mm. Barefoot, I know you look back and see that it all occurred in the order it needed to. Yes. And things that I didn't even think of was happening that I didn't even know. So I'm not regretting any of it at all. Any of the experience, anything that I'm in now, doing now, none of it. It's all happened the way it's supposed to. People are only for, yeah, people only come into your life for a season reason. Yep. I believe that. I believe that. So I'm excited. Yep, Canva. I use Canva a lot for online marketing, flyers, to make flyers and stuff. And I'm not really good at that stuff. That's why I want to pay people. Like, I'm like, dang, I got to learn how to build it. I built that website that I just barefruitgrow.com. Uh, and y'all can tell that I built it. It's ugly. I think it's ugly. So I got somebody working on it for me that has agreed to do it for nothing. Now, I will probably gift her because I don't take a lot. I don't keep taking from people. You know what I'm saying? I never give anything. And so um, I worked with her before she moved to Boston on some things. So I don't feel right about just keep taking it from people and you don't give back. You feel me? But good, good. What are some victories, some things that you have had really good success with your business? And it doesn't necessarily have to be a farming business or a gardening business or a market garden. It doesn't have to be anything, just anything, anything, anything. What are some victories, things that you celebrated that were just a bomb? Okay. Share some of those in the chat with me. Um, I would say I did not think I would fit into the ag community because I didn't know. It's really important to me to connect to other Black farmers because I know they're around, but you don't really hear about them very much, right? And the ones that I hear about in my area all the time aren't actually locally in business in Louisville. They're not housed in Louisville. Local can mean a lot of things, like they're right in your city or they're within certain amount of miles from the city, right? That can be considered local too. And so I was like, man, how am I going to connect with them? They're in rural settings as well. So, and I'm trying to be an urban farmer. I don't even know. I didn't have the confidence to reach out to nobody, like just, and then all of a sudden that all that went away. And I did reach out to them and got some good nuggets and got to talk to them. But I was like, man, there ain't nobody like me around here trying to do it. And then I found out, yes, there is. But we working. We're not really broadcasting or marketing. And so what we're doing and as a community. So that's interesting. I think after the pandemic happened, people had to pivot, which means they had to think of something different. Because if this is my livelihood, I'm growing food to sell to people, and the farmers markets are all closed down because of the pandemic, or they're only opening up little here, little there, and there's so many restrictions. How am I going to make money? And so a lot of people have gone to online stuff, okay, online purchasing, pre-ordering, and I think they won't go back either. I really think after they feel comfortable enough to be out and about and back to normal or close to normal, whatever that means, they won't go back. They will continue to spend money on the online platforms because it helps them grow their business. I think a lot of farmers are making more money than they ever have before because they finally took that leap and went online with their products. Um, let's see. Chris says having people reach out to say they really loved my product. Yes, that's a victory, right? Because if you got people telling other people too about your great product, that means business for you, right? That means longevity. That could mean expanding your business. That can mean all kinds of different things. So yes, getting that feedback that people love your business. Um, let's see, I do microgreens, and people can be hesitant to try pea shoots, or sunflower shoots. But when they try them and you see their faces light up, it is very exciting. Yes, it is. And I love, 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 love to see that light bulb go off, or that expression, right? That you can tell people are like, oh my gosh, like this is so dope. And I'm glad I listened to you for this 2 seconds, because I wouldn't have tried it if I was somewhere else. And and that's another thing. When people trust you, they'll at least try most of the time. And I think that's the most fulfilling thing to me, when people try it and have success, even if it's just a little bit to them. I try to celebrate that and make the biggest fuss I can about them being successful with this little bitty thing, because it's important, right? And it does motivate people and push people to keep thinking outside the box, to keep going. Uh, in whatever their journeys are. And so yes, this Panera bread has really made us have to move in ways we had not before. Yeah, I don't think you meant Panera bread. I think you meant pandemic. I might be wrong and missing a joke or something, but yes, it has. The pandemic has definitely shifted some things. Um, and I think that's a victory too, that I've experienced. Like, I didn't, even though we were in a pandemic, I had already planned. My business plan was around virtual coaching. So part of Barefruit and Grow is the coaching piece, where people, like somebody reached out today and was like, I'm retired. I've been gardening for years, but I would love for you to help me organize. And I was like, well, okay, let's talk about what you got going on. And that's part of my business. Now, am I the best person for organization in the garden? I would say about a 6 on a scale of 1 to 10. And I'm going to be honest with her, but I feel like organization is important. But when what my garden looks like, it is what I want it to look like and what makes me feel good at the time. Um, and I feel like people should have a choice. So what is organized to you may not be organized to me. The layout may not be what you would like, but it's functional for me, and it's something that makes me feel good and I'm confident in. So that's what I'm going to do. So I think there's some differences there, but the victory is that people are reaching out and people want help. A lot of beginners, and that's who I love to work with, because I know a little bit more than they do. And so, and that's all I want to do, is share what I know. I don't know it all. Y'all know I will never claim that ever. But I want to help them so if they've sown seeds and really they have 20 plants coming up, and it's all squash plants, and they have all 20 seedlings in a 7-gallon pot, we know those squash plants are not gonna they're not gonna grow to full maturity, right? Because there's too many in the space. So if I can tell them to separate one or two in that pot, I think they learned something, and explain why. Probably just one in a 7 gallon, but that can help them move forward in their gardening quest, right? Their journey. And I just think little things like that. We don't have to, I don't know. Um, Let me see what else y'all saying in the chat. I did not want to type it because Google being my business. Ha! Yeah, I hear you. Uh, all the time. Like I was just uh searching, and this is kind of off topic. It is off topic, but I was searching thermal underwear on my phone. And then all of a sudden I get on Facebook and thermal underwear ads are popping up, in my newsfeed. I'm like, this is just crazy. It's crazy. So moving forward, because I'm over time again. I try to keep these at an hour. So moving forward, the future. What is in future plans for Barefoot and Grow LLC and Barefoot Gardening, the YouTube channel? So I kind of went through that. I did a video on what's to come this year. Um, the thumbnails are horrid. They are. I don't. Girl, let's not talk about that. Yeah, it's crazy. I hate Google. I hate that. I can search something and things just start popping up everywhere like that. Just it makes me feel some kind of way. But yeah. So moving forward, Chris is talking about his microgreen business. So I've been growing microgreens for 3 years, and just eating them ourselves basically. And every once in a while, I'll give it away to a friend or family. And that's pretty much how all my produce has been up to this point. So growing food. Um, but I want to by the fall. My goal is to establish my microgreen business, and that's the crop I will grow during the winter time. Okay, so I will have a setup in my basement where I will do that. And y'all know I already have grow lights in my basement, but I'm adding more lights and things going on down there. So and I will of course show you all that when it comes around. So microgreen business that I will start in probably October. Okay, so I want everything set up and ready to go by October. Seed store. So I will probably, as best I can, I've advertised on my um, Instagram and my Facebook business page about that I had seed sales coming soon. I will probably continue to use the Cash App and PayPal options, even though I have the website, set up. So, or when it gets set up, I'll have that functioning as well. But I'll probably continue to use the Cash App and PayPal functions to our platforms to be able to sell seeds. And I do have seeds, so you don't have to wait till if you are just interested in what I have or whatever, you can email me and I'll share that with you. But it won't go public until about March. Okay. So that's the new goal, March. The coaching sessions and that you can participate in, those are already posted. Prices for those are already posted. I usually do one free session and then you pay after that, depending on what type of experience you want. And it actually took a minute for me to decide whether or not I wanted to charge for coaching, because again, it's like I know a lot but I don't know everything, and I don't consider myself an expert, but my business coach did. She was like, Letitia, I know nothing. I know absolutely nothing, and you know something. And how long have you been growing this stuff? For 5 years. She's like, you're an expert. Quit telling yourself that you're not. And so, but with with humbleness and knowing that I don't know, and I tell y'all this all the time, I don't know everything, but I do know a little bit. And she was like, and then undercharging people for my service. That is the hardest thing, to decide prices, right? So I'm still like in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, I don't want to charge all, that for that. I don't know. Should I charge that for that? Right. But I'm pretty solid on the prices at this point. So I've had a lot of time to think about that, made up my mind with some help and some research. And so there it is. Um, uh, I definitely want to reach the folks that can't pay $300 a session, right? But I also don't want to undermine everything I'm doing for those people that can pay $300 a session. You feel me? So I feel like it's a great medium, affordable for almost anybody. You can go spend $30 at the gas station on chips and soda quicker than you can anything else, right? And a lottery ticket. So I really feel like if you want to learn how to grow food and fresh produce, you can spend $30, $15, on up to get some knowledge, right? And somebody that can help you apply that, because it's only powerful if you apply the knowledge, not just learning everything, but you got to apply some stuff, right? So it can manifest in your life. Let's see. Missy says microgreen business. That is something I had not thought would be sold. Yes. Oh my goodness, yes. And restaurants love microgreens. Now, I've brought up in the past that I wanted to sell to restaurants, and that's still on the table. Um, and grocery stores, that's definitely still on the table. But I don't picture myself being a supplier to more than four or five, and probably not even that many. Okay. With the infrastructure I have now, a good one or two would be perfect. Okay. And just the things I can take on, because once the new baby comes, and I have to, we all have to situate with that, and get our lives together once she arrives. I don't want to overly commit to anything. So one or two restaurants, grocery stores, and then a CSA. So some people have asked me, Letitia, are you interested in community supported agriculture? And you've seen different varieties of this program. People sell boxes where you pay a monthly subscription, or you just pay a subscription for 22 weeks or 24 weeks or whatever their growing season is, and that their products are going to be available. Maybe you pay when you get there, so you don't necessarily pre-order. You just pay when you get there. There's all kinds of different ways people do it. All of mine will be pre-order. You might receive the box once a month, or once every 2 weeks, or once a week. I'm not that big of a farmer. I can do it once a week, but maybe twice a month is my goal to start out. I thought about renting out garden space. I've talked about that. There's some people that live in apartment complexes, and they just don't have the space, but they trust me. And I can help them manage their garden spaces because it's on my property. So they pay me a fee to do that, and to rent the garden bed, because they're using my water and whatever else, right? So I've talked about that with some people. I have 5 people that are interested in doing that, so we'll see what that looks like this season. I haven't really marketed that or advertised that yet out loud. Um, so I was hoping this year would be the pilot year, and then next year I can start to market some of these things. Um, but limited space, right? Um, let's see. You have to know enough by now, because who makes the same mistakes for 5 years? Well, you might be surprised. I kept growing them stupid squash plants, and expect there to be a different result every year. And these daggone squash bugs, this pest pressure has been crazy the last 2 years. And so I told myself that I was gonna let it go. Like Miss Cheryl said, she wasn't growing squash no more, because of pest pressure and things. But I bought some insect netting, so I have to decide between squash and my greens. So I have collard. I want to plant all collards, mustards, turnip greens, and then some lettuce mix. And I think I'm gonna go. Those are more profitable than squashes, so I think I'm gonna go with the lettuce mix, the greens. Okay, this year, and not plant the squashes. But you know. You can't do the same thing and expect a different result. You really can't. He opened my eyes and showed me you can sell anything for sure. You can, but people love microgreens. Restaurants love to make arugula salads and microgreen salad. I mean, that's what it is. You just want to make a salad. You can put it on sandwiches and soups. All of that. So yeah, and microgreens are actually more nutritional than the plant if it was fully mature. And microgreen isn't like a special seed, y'all. If you have broccoli seeds, plant them. The method is that you're densely planting, so you get a tray or a sheet full of these seedlings. That's all they are. Okay. Um, and you cut them and store them in a clamshell or something, whatever packaging you choose, eat it, whatever. But it's just not a fully mature plant. They're just seedlings. That's it. So, we may do, I don't know, Chris, maybe we can talk more about that and do like a little, I don't know, something where we're talking about microgreens for people that are interested, if you're interested in that. Broccoli, beets, sunflower, um, radish, uh, those are very, very typical microgreens that people like to buy. Um, Varieties, people, you know, they recommend certain varieties of those crops that you should grow. Cabbages. Uh, some people don't grow some things at all because they just don't like it, or it takes too long for the seed to germinate, or whatever. I mean, there's all kinds of information out there. But yeah, microgreens. Um, I'm trying really early this year for squash. I have to beat them before they come back. Girl, I don't know. I just and I love squash. I love squash. Zucchini, it's all in the squash family. But I just haven't had very good success. Or I get one or two, and then after that, the daggone squash bugs come, and then squash vine borer, and it's over. Right. And I've tried everything to protect other than the netting. And so since I got that netting, I wanted to try. Curtis Stone also has a good book called The Urban Farmer. Yes. Goes into details on these new ways to approach the business. Yes. Yes, he does. Hi, Angela. Good to see you. Yes, you did. I'm about to get off of here though. I try to keep it a hour, but y'all, we just been really engaged here. Let's see. Cisco has everyone's ear here. I can count on one hand with fingers left over how many farm to table restaurants we have. Yep. There are a lot of those. A lot of farm to table restaurants. And a lot of restaurants here locally in my city are trying to move from purchasing their produce from commercial sellers, to locally grown farmer operations, and specifically black farmers. And so I was engaged in a group that was trying to get that set up and working. So we'll see what happens, but I'm not completely sold that they're going to follow through. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm having a hard time trusting. When you just don't have the vibes aren't there, the good vibes aren't there. It just seems a little interesting, and maybe we'll get into this later. But it's just real and true, and whatever. It's my truth, and I'm just telling it. Um, I I love that so many people that don't look like me want to help, but sometimes um it can be masked as a opportunity to continue to exploit black people, and I'm not down for that. And so if I get any vibes, I'm not open to those opportunities. And I may be wrong, and I do pray, that I don't miss out on blessings because of my gut telling me otherwise, my heart telling me otherwise, sometimes my head telling me otherwise. But but yeah, sometimes that can happen. There's a little big girl farmer, y'all. She is definitely on the bigger side, not the littler side, right? Here lately, she's growing so fast.
5.
Yes, she turned 5, and
Had a birthday.
yes, you did. What are all these stickers?
I found them.
You found them. Where did you find them? In my office, didn't you?
Nuh-uh.
Oh, okay. Because I
found
thought I
them
had some
in the
Hello Kitty
living-
stickers
In the living room.
in the living room.
Yeah, there was some left on the
Oh, those
things.
might have been the ones I gave you then. You got them everywhere. You're so silly.
I'm pretending I got the sticker box.
The sticker box. You're so funny.
They're stickers, but they're pops.
Sticker box. I like it.
One on my heart.
Your imagination, ma'am. I know. I see.
Adley gave her mom sticker pops.
Oh, she did. Here we go. Talking about Adley. So I'm about to wrap it up. I'm about to wrap up. But anyway, I was going somewhere and I got distracted. I'm sorry, y'all. Let's see. Let me get in the chat and then I'm gonna let y'all go. Oh gosh, it's been an hour and 20 minutes. Chris says I sell 4 types of. Wait a minute, let me back it up. I see something about greens. I would like to see that collab and more information on microgreen. Okay, sure. Just hit me up. Great. Okay, cool. I sell 4 types of microgreen: sunflower, pea, radish, and mix of kale, kohlrabi, red acre cabbage, broccoli, and arugula. Okay. Yep. And so we may just do that, Chris.
Magic.
So I haven't really figured out how I can get multiple people on here. I know people broadcast from Zoom onto YouTube, and I think you have to have a pro version of either YouTube or Zoom to do that. And I haven't figured all that out yet. I'm horrible with technology. That's part of the reason why I gave up on editing. It's just something I don't want to do because it frustrates the crap out of me, or I can't get it to work. And I'm trying to learn, and that's a good way to save money, y'all. If you can learn it on your own, go for it. But it's just like there's some things I'm just like, oh, it's causing my chest hurt, and like why am I gonna keep going through that? And editing videos is one of those. It's fun if it's something really simple, like I had on my computer. I just had a really simple editing software on my computer, but then it got bonkers and crazy and wouldn't act right. And then I was trying to use other platforms, and it just made me feel some kind of way. So I stopped. It was like literally my mental health was at stake because it was tripping me out. It was just tripping me out. So I just left it alone. But we're gonna see, because I do need to learn how to use at least that platform because of what I want to do with the future. So the channel, I want to do some panel discussion. So I want to get that technology up and running as well. Thank you, Miss Angela. She is a good girl. Get that out your mouth. She is a good girl, and
I can't help it.
I know. Get it out your mouth though. And she is growing very fast. Are we gonna teach your little sister how to put stuff in her mouth? No, you're not.
I
am. Stuff that goes in her mouth, like food, but not necklaces and toys and things. Stop. So, let's see. I come from a minority group that's been in the Americas since the beginning, but no one knows who we are. I get that exploitative, hesitancy. Okay, Chris, but maybe we can talk more about that too. But yeah, yeah, this isn't the time. That's another video. But yes, your name is Running Wolf on your birth certificate, isn't it? Diva. Great info, BearFruit and Chris. I do not care to eat them, but it is cool to know it is profitable. It's very profitable, yes. And that I had to grow. I think you had to figure out a mix that you like, because I don't think I like to eat just broccoli or just pea sprouts as microgreens. I have to have it mixed with some other stuff. So yeah.
We're having a girl. That's what my puppy means.
Yes. When we revealed the gender of baby,
my birthday,
Daddy purchased this, and we had balloons come out the box and everything. So when she pulled this out, she knew it was a girl, because typically, pink and girl, the gender
blue is for a
goes
boy.
together. Typically, girls.
That's what boys only say.
Yeah, I know. So y'all know we've been watching the Rugrats, right? Like over and over and over. She loves that movie. All right, y'all. Let me get off of here before I just start rambling. So it was great. Thank y'all so much for engaging today. Please share, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Get people to come on over and talk with me. I really just want to talk to people, share everything that I've been through the past few months, things that are coming up, but get some feedback. I want to see if people are on the same page, or what's going on with y'all too. So just come on. So just feel free to come on over and invite people. And I'll see what I can do about the timing. The evenings again are rough for me because I'm ready to go to bed, y'all. Early. It's earlier than most people. But we'll see what I can do. Maybe a couple of nights, a month, I can stay up past 7 o'clock. And but yeah. Oh, is it Danielle Fitzgerald? Oh, okay, nice to meet you. Oh, I missed the whole thing. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, yeah, I'm about to wrap it up. I've actually been on here 25 minutes longer than I usually shoot for. But it was a great discussion. So please go back and view the replay once it's posted. And if y'all see if there are any issues with y'all don't see the video post, let me know. Let me know. Don't talk about that. You keep your mouth shut. Um, it's a picture of the baby when they revealed the gender. So, but ain't no telling what's gonna come out her mouth. So I just wanted to be quiet. Um, let me get off of here before she embarrassed both of us. Um, but please feel free to go back and view the replay and let me know if it's not posting for some reason because sometimes it takes YouTube forever to post things. But the last time I wouldn't have known if it didn't post if somebody didn't tell me, and eventually it did, so it worked out. But no, we're not gonna encourage her to tell nothing. No. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Until next time. Bye. Oh, get a tongue in your mouth. I'm gonna take that tongue off. I'm just gonna cut it out like that. Get out, tongue. Get out.